Thank you for logging in to this brief tour of the new VISTA campus. My name is Chris Hawks, and I'm a training specialist in the VISTA training unit at AmeriCorps headquarters. Today, we will walk through resources for VISTA members and sponsors that now live on the AmeriCorps website and those that are found on the new campus. Now, there are a few key points to remember as you learn to navigate the new campus. First, the new campus requires a username and password to access all of its content. This allows the system to track and display your progress as you complete trainings and engage with other colleagues. And the new campus has two components, the training site and the social site. And both of these offer great opportunities for our sponsor partners and VISTA members and leaders. Finally, many of the online resources for VISTA members and sponsors that used to live on the old campus are now found on AmeriCorps.gov. Now, that's a pretty big change for all of us, so our tour will start there. Okay, here we are at the AmeriCorps.gov homepage. Now, again, we're going to look at the member side and the sponsor side. So if we start with members, if you see, I'm kind of hovering my mouse towards the top here over members and volunteers. And when I do that, this bright blue box appears with links to different pages. And I'm going to select members in VISTA. And that brings us to the VISTA member page. And as I scroll down, you'll see links to different resources or different pages throughout. Right off the bat, you see here VISTA Training and VISTA Connect. Those are links to the VISTA campus, which we'll touch on in just a second. I'll continue to scroll down. You see some highlighted content from VISTA headquarters and also your benefits. So there is a link if you come down to the bottom of this benefit section and click Learn More. Just click there. You'll see each of the benefits listed out in alphabetical order here, and you can click on this plus or minus to expand or collapse information for each of the benefits. So definitely wanted to point that out as that's a popular page to visit, especially for new members. And scrolling down a bit more, you see some information on the Leaders Program and Summer Associates. You see some contact information if you have any questions. And right here, I also want to highlight the member handbook, because that's a vital resource for members and sponsors throughout a member's service year. So this is where you'll come to access the VISTA member handbook. Great, so scrolling back up to the top, we'll look at the sponsors page. So very similarly, I'm just hovering my mouse up here over grantees and sponsors. And these links appear in the bright blue below. I'm going to select VISTA sponsors right here. That brings us to the sponsors page. And very similarly, just scrolling down, again, right off the bat, you see links to the VISTA campus as well here. Scrolling a bit further, you see some VISTA program updates, some COVID-19 updates. And here, I also want to highlight the VISTA sponsor resources. So here's a section of resources. I'm scrolling down, you see these gray blocks with links in blue. These are several different resources we offer for sponsors. And as I scroll down, you actually see there's 5 pages of these. I believe it's 10 per page. So there's quite a few resources. And with that being the case, I would recommend using the filter option. So just want to highlight that as well. Come up here and toggle the filter option, and you see a few different options here. I will select the program handbook because that's a pretty big one. So I select access program handbook. I come over here and click apply in blue, and that brings up the VISTA sponsor handbook, which again, very important document. And it's important to know where to go to access that. And just to look at something else, you can filter to manage members. That's another big one. So if I come up there, select manage members, select apply. Again, it brings up several gray blocks of resources or links to resources for members. Like there's the 22 living allowance calendar and sample statement. There's the most recent living allowance rates by county throughout the United States, the National Service Trust exit form in English and Spanish, and other resources. And as I scroll down, you see there's actually 2 pages here. I'm going to click on the second page because there are a couple of resources here as well. There's the member emergency travel form, the teleservice request form, as well as the outside employment request form. All of those we get frequent questions on where to go to access these now. So it's important to know that for sponsors, you can come here to the VISTA Sponsor Resources section to access those forms. And just scrolling back up, also, if you're not sure where to go on AmeriCorps.gov to access a certain resource or page, we also have the search feature. I just want to highlight that you can see in the top right corner where my mouse is. There's the search feature, and that's on every page. And it's a pretty powerful tool. So you can just come there, again, hover over it, it pops up, type in your keyword, and you can access the feature that you're looking for that way. Okay, great. So now that is AmeriCorps.gov. Now I want to show you the VISTA Campus. So come to the VISTA Campus. Now you see here's the home page. And as mentioned a moment ago, to see content on the site, users must first log in. And logging in allows you to track your progress and also to see which lessons you have completed. If you recently had an account on the old VISTA Campus, you can use the same credentials here. If you run into any issues logging in, you can just use the request new password you see down here. I'll just highlight that to access your account. So I'm going to log in. And again, we mentioned that the VISTA Campus has 2 components, the VISTA Training and VISTA Connect. I just logged in and it logged me into the VISTA Training site. We'll get to the VISTA Connect. You can see up here where my mouse is. We'll get to that in just a second. But just want to note, as you log in, you'll come to the VISTA Training, the learning management system here. This is the home page. And just kind of scrolling down on the home page, it shows you some upcoming events on the calendar, latest active trainings, and some unread notifications. So some information there. But also showing you up in this gray box up here, we're going to look at catalog and calendar as well. So if I click on catalog here, catalog will show all of the courses and trainings and activities that are available on the VISTA Training site. Scrolling down, you see there's 6 blocks here. You see like VISTA member orientation, VISTA leader and sponsor orientations, and you can click at the bottom to load more. It'll load 6 more blocks, and there are quite a few trainings available. So you can also, I'm scrolling back up, come over to the left to try to filter by category to kind of slim that down a bit. So I'll select VISTA members, click apply. And that'll, and there's still going to be a lot of trainings, but that'll trim it down a bit. So, right off the bat, you see VISTA member orientation. And you can see it actually says continue training here. That's because I've already enrolled in it, but it's at 0% because I haven't, I don't believe I actually started it with this specific account that I'm logged into. But just wanted to show that looks a little bit different than the continue training versus learn more on these other ones. So let's see, let's say I come over to project development, click learn more. I come here, there's a little bit of a brief description up here on what might be available. I can see there's 4 modules. There's going to be some recorded webinars and some resources and handouts available. I can click enroll right here. And it'll say join training. Yes, I want to join training, and you're enrolled. And then you can just scroll down and you see the different modules available. So there's an introduction at the beginning to on-demand webinars, And then there's 3 separate modules. Right here, you see strategies for sustaining your VISTA project, community assessments, the heart of VISTA service, and building capacity through VISTA service. So past recorded webinars, along with handouts and links to resources that can be accessed. So if you wanted to point that out, you can enroll in these trainings at your leisure and check each of those out. Now, scrolling back up, I want to highlight the calendar in this gray area again. The calendar will show upcoming events, specifically upcoming webinars for VISTA members, leaders, sponsors, and supervisors. If you come to the calendar, you can note when an event will occur with this, you see this kind of green or teal dot. If there's a dot next to the date, that means there's something occurring. This gray circle here just indicates the date. This webinar or this training is being recorded on March 7th. So we're on March 7th and we see on March 16th, if I click there, there's an upcoming webinar, and you see the description pop up below. It shows the title, the date and time, and a brief description. This is a webinar for VISTA members. It indicates a description and a link to register if you wish to register for that webinar. Now, similarly, on March 17th, I'll just click there. Very similar. You see the title, date, time, and this is a webinar for VISTA leaders. And again, a link to register. So wanted to highlight the calendar. It shows upcoming events, and it's a way for you to register for upcoming live webinars. Great, so now let's check out the VISTA Connect site. So I'm coming back up here to the gray area, and I'm going to click on VISTA Connect. Now, coming here, this is to the home page. This is the social aspect or social site of the VISTA campus. So here's the home page, and you can see kind of the latest topics and latest posts from members, from the community, from leaders, and from sponsors as you scroll down. And briefly, you could just show you up again, this gray area at the top is kind of the menu. You see the home page that you can come back to. This VISTA training will take us back to the VISTA training where we just were to access the learning paths and activities and courses. And I'll just quickly show you explore. If we want to explore further here on VISTA Connect, click there and it kind of toggles down to show these different options. And what I'd recommend at the start, just to click on groups. The groups will show you the various groups that you can join. So you see here leaders, supervisors, and members. It indicates if you have joined or not. I'm going to just click on members. I have joined, but if you haven't, you see over here on the right-hand side, this kind of orangish, yellowish button that says joined. If I hadn't joined, it would just say join here. It would be very easy. A couple of clicks, click there to join. Once you join, you'll see these this menu of the about, the events, the topics, and the members. I'm just going to come down and just kind of click on topics. And reason being, because this shows a list of different topics that you can access for VISTA members. You see recent ones. It should be, by date the topic was created. Some COVID-19 responses. So let me click there. See here's the topic on COVID-19. Several comments here. 19. You see the beginning one and everyone's responses as you go down. Read through them, and if you would like to make a post, just come right here. Very similar to other social media sites. Come here, click what you want, and then click comment, and that is that. So that is a brief look at the training and social sites on the new VISTA campus, as well as a quick view of VISTA member and sponsor resources that are available on AmeriCorps.gov. And remember, The AmeriCorps website now houses key resources that we just mentioned, like the handbooks for sponsors and members, information on the living allowance, like living allowance rates by county or the living allowance calendar, and e-grants instructions, and much more. And the new VISTA campus has two components, the training site and the social site. I hope this tour helps you feel a bit more comfortable with the changes in online resources. And I certainly hope to see you at a training and posting on Vista Connect soon. Thank you.